Hi there. So you're here today in this video because you've realized that you don't have enough stitches in your row. So the pattern calls for 150 stitches and you've got somewhere less than that. Now, in the beginning videos, I stated that instead of undoing work, because no one likes undoing their work, if you have probably 10% less stitches, so anywhere up to about 10 in a row is salvageable. If you have less than 140 stitches, then and you haven't gone too far, I would actually suggest pulling that apart because it will affect the shaping. All right. So if you've got between 140 and 150, I'm going to show you how to increase to in a seamless way that you won't notice it within the scarf, okay? So it's a really, really simple process. So I'm going to actually use a different coloured yarn again, just so that you can see the difference in what I'm doing. So let's, and don't increase or decrease right at the beginning of your scarf. Try and fit them throughout the row. Now, don't do any more than 3 per row. So if you're 9 stitches short, then you're going to add stitches in. You're going to add 3 stitches in over, say, the next 6 rows. You don't want it to look dramatic. You want to like space them out throughout as much as you can throughout the scarf, okay? So to do an increase, essentially all it is just working 2 stitches into the same stitch below, all right? So this is what we were doing before. So we were doing a half double crochet into each stitch. Now what you want to do with the increased stitch is just work it into the same stitch. So here I'm just going to use the purple to show you that it's going to go into the same hole. So I'm going to go in here. A bit hard to pull through. And I'm just going to keep going. I'll just keep going with this colour. And it's just because I've changed to a new ball and it's a little bit bulky there. But you can't see that I've got these 2 stitches here are actually coming out of the same location. All right, so that's fairly seamless. So let's say I needed 3 stitches in this row. I would work another 50, 30, or I don't know. I'd leave a big distance between the next one. So I've done that one all the way back here. And I'll show you what it looks like using the same yarn so that you're not thinking that's really big and bulky. So I do the next stitch, so where I want to put the increase, and then I'm going to go back into this hole here. So what we've been doing is working 1 stitch into each hole. I'm now going to work 2 stitches into 1 hole like that, okay? And then I'll move on, I'll do a couple more just to show you. Here we go. You can't see it. So much easier than unpacking and undoing stitches. So just remember, the only thing we need to do is 2 stitches in the one hole. Please don't put 3 stitches in the one hole. 3 stitches in the one hole will actually give you like a fan shape, because that's how we do granny stitches, you know, the ones that have the little fan. So any more than 2 and it's going to look like a granny stitch right in the middle of your scarf. So only 2 stitches in the same hole and no more than 3 stitches in a row, okay? Alrighty. See you later.